this back there, I'll never find it. Could I give that to you to look after for me? Thank you. What's your name?
Leah.
Leah. Nice to meet you, Leah. That's a very trustworthy name, so I'm sure you'll look after me. And what's your name here in the front? Miserable bugger. Yeah, people have been telling me lately that I bear an uncanny resemblance, apparently, to Michael Palin. I can't see it myself. And you know, 2 years ago I started doing stand-up, and it was very much my intention to do observational comedy, but it didn't quite work out for some reason. My name is Cris Markiewicz. I've also been known as Markiewicz. I've even been known as Mucky Bitch before now, but hey, that's my private life. And you might be wondering about my skinny white friend here. This one, not that one. Yeah, I do have a visual impairment. I am what's a registered severely visually impaired. What they call in America legally blind. I don't know what illegally blind is. But I'm sure if it can be tracked down by Mr. Trump, it will be. We'll probably build a wall and we'll be tapping on it trying to find a fucking door. Yeah, and I have a condition called retinitis pigmentosa. Sometimes people have heard of it. It's a condition of the retina at the back of the eye. I have no peripheral vision at all. I only see down the middle, and I don't see very well at all in low light. So if any of you are scowling or grimacing, I can't see you, but believe me, if you yawn, I can smell it. I do need to own up to something which may offend some people in the room, but I can't hold it back. I cannot stand poofs. Coffee tables are a fucking hazard as well. Tell me, have any of you ever stepped up to help a blind or visually impaired person?
Yes.
Well, cut it out, we don't like it. Offer assistance and wait for the response. So I'll be waiting on the Northern Line platform, a hand all of a sudden grabs my arm and drags me onto the Edgeway train. I live in fucking High Barnet! Or I'll be standing by the side of the road now, no hand, similar, a hand grabs me, drags me across the road. I didn't want to even cross the fucking road. I'm over here, I want to be over there. I've got to cross back over. Every other car's a Prius. Can't hear it coming. Save the planet. Kill a blind man. Thank you very much. Yeah. Although it does have its benefits, being visually impaired. My skinny white friend here. Some of you may have that situation arise where you're walking down the road and you know you get that itch down your back. And you just can't quite reach it. Ha! This class job done. I'm due to be moving on to a guide dog anytime soon, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge getting the knacker, picking it up by the tail, swinging it round. Got to make sure you get the paws the right way around, otherwise it looks bloody ridiculous, especially in public. People often say to me, Chris, why don't you get a blind dog? And I was like, what the fuck use is a blind dog going to be to me? Any young people in the room tonight? Yeah. Do you think you have a future? That one never goes the way I think it's going to go, which is sad. Do you think you have a future? Yeah. Well, what are you doing here now? Come back later, there's another time. But no, I do have a lot of empathy for young people. It's not easy nowadays. It's virtually impossible to rent a house or rent a flat, let alone buy a place. It's virtually impossible to buy and insure a motor car. Even buying a pint can be a massive challenge, so I really do feel for you. But some people seem to be bucking the trend. I run training courses for a living, and I was running a course a little while ago, and there was a guy there who said, oh, I left school when I was 16, he said, I went to Spain, I worked in Spain for 2 years in bars and that. And I came back to the UK and I got a job in a hotel. He said, I'm 25 years old now, I'm an under manager in a hotel in Watford, and I'm about to buy my first house with my girlfriend. And I thought, wow, that is impressive, that is impressive. There's another guy in the room turns around and says, you're mad. He said, what do you mean? He said, well, you're mad. He said, why am I mad? He said, you should have gone to university. He said, why is that? Well, you'd have been living with your mum and dad by now. That's funny, but not funny, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but it's not so great for people at my age either. Would you believe I'm 61 years old? Yeah, well, I will be in a couple of weeks' time anyway. I'm just kind of exaggerating a little bit. Yeah, 61 years old. And it's not so easy for people our age either. We find it tough getting employment and that. And I ran into an old friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, who I was at school with, a guy called Peter, and I said to him, how are you doing, Peter? He says, oh, I'm a bit down. He said, I'm looking for work. I said, oh, really? What happened? He said, well, I had to leave my last job. I said, where were you working? He said, well, I was at the Piccadilly Station Gents Toilets Underground. I don't know if any of you guys hang out there. He said, oh, I'd had enough. He said, I had to leave. I said, what happened? Well, he said, everyone who came in there, he said, you get winos, you get rent boys, you get glue sniffers, you get drug addicts, you get all sorts. He said, when somebody came in for a good old-fashioned dump, it was like a breath of fresh air. I also happen to be Polish. Mariola, are you still in the room? I can't see you.
Yes.
Oh my God. The first girl I ever fancied was called Mariola. Yeah, Mariola Misalska, at Polish school in Clapham. She was overweight with no breasts. And there was just something about her. A little bit of Alex, but slightly better looking. That wasn't fair, that was off the cuff, I apologise. Yeah, yes. So I do have to be Polish. My mother was Polish. She came from a city called Lvov, which is no longer in Poland, it's actually in the Ukraine. And she had a very tough time actually in the war. She was transported out to a labour camp in Kazakhstan and so on. I'm getting a bit heavy here. But she turned into a bit of a tough old boot, to be honest with you. And I think it sort of meant that she lost some of her affection for me. So, you know, she would sometimes threaten me with certain things if I misbehaved. And I'm wondering if Mariola would be willing to do a bit of translation for us here. Would you be willing to do that, Mariola? Yeah? So if I misbehaved or whatever, she would say to me, Nogi ci powyrywam. Yeah! Yeah, I'll tear your legs out. Isn't that a lovely thing to say to a young man? And then he fell off the fucking stage. The other one, if I was a bit bored, she'd say to me, idź do ogrody, pluj I łapaj. Pluj I łapaj. Or idź pluć I łapać. You can't recognise it? Oh no! I always thought it meant to go out and spit and catch it. So the idea is you go out into the garden, you spit in the air and you catch it. So we're going to try it here tonight, so what I'd like you all to do... No, I'm not going to do that, because the place will need cleaning later. The cleaners more than likely to be Polish, won't be too happy. But as Poles are quite famed for our longevity, even though I'm 61 years old, I've probably got quite a few more years left of me. And there was a reporter somewhere in central Poland, down the sticks there, who was interviewing me, the oldest man in Poland, who was just approaching 117 years of age. His name was Pan Władysław. And he said to this man, he said, wow, you're going to be 117 years old. He said, what's your secret? What is it that, what's the secret of your longevity? And he said, there's three things. He said, every day I eat Polish sausage and sauerkraut. None of this Spanish chorizo shit. Everything's chorizo nowadays, isn't it? The second, I had every day 2 glasses of vodka. And then thirdly, I never in my life having sex. I said, you've never had sex in your life? He said, never in my life having sex. He said, wow. He said, how did you keep going? He said, anticipation. Yeah, so, yeah, but as a Polish person, you may surprise you to hear, but I have quite a strong affinity to UKIP. Which may shock you. I was on the railway platform recently at St Paul's underground station, and just next to me were two men talking Polish to each other, and just to my right there was a group of young people talking Polish to each other. The train came in, I got on the train, just across from me here was a young couple speaking, yeah, you guessed it, Polish. And I felt a really strong bond with UKIP at that particular point in time. UK is Polish. But UKIP often comes up in bed at night with my wife in bed. I'll often say to her, UKIP, I'm going to have a wank. Yeah, I'm nearly done. I'm nearly done. Thank you. Not that you come and touch me. I'm going to finish now, but just talking of wanking, if any of you young lads in the room spend any protracted periods of time behind closed doors, logged on to, I don't know, ladieswithnovests.com or menwithnowiferunts.com, whatever your bag is. Word from the wise, from a man who knows. Does make you go blind. Thank you. My name's Cris Markiewicz. If you want to follow me, I've got to I'll fall downstairs and walk in the walls. Thank you.